This is Boston Markets.
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a very snowy and cold episode of what is it? Come on,
Winter.
winter. This is our life. Um, so the plow. Usually the plow comes. He has this like routine, the way he does the roads over here by us, and you could tell he hadn't. It took him a while to get out there. He hadn't been by because he plowed like 3 or 4 times.
Well, I think
And
they're letting things pile up too, so there's enough to
oh,
plow,
yeah, so it makes a
accumulate.
yeah. So there's probably 3 or 4 inches of snow, and it's still
Still snowing.
yeah, it's still snowing out there.
What's
Um,
a snow, honey?
I don't know. um,
You gotta figure that out.
yeah,
It's an important creature.
yeah. So y'all be careful. Well, I mean, I say be careful. I mean, if you live up here, you know how to drive in that stuff. I mean, come on now. It's not like it's a storm. Um, the as I've said in previous videos, Route 12 doesn't look bad because people drive on it. Therefore, it's not snowed in. It's not icy or anything like that. And
And it's a highway.
yeah, it's a highway. And the state, they both salt and sand and plow. Our town just sands and plows. It depends on which vehicle they're using. If they use the road grader they brought by, they just plow. But eventually, the truck will come by, the truck with the plow on the front of it. They have sand in the back. They have a sand thing, and they'll sand the roads. So the town roads get, well, the snow gets compacted because there's not that much traffic on these streets around here. So it does compact, whatever. But there are there are two places when we come back to the house, and one of them it's a it's a pothole, and when it rains, it accumulates a lot of water, and then that turns into ice. Well, right now it's actually pretty smooth because it is ice. I mean, it's compacted snow. So I mean, there's still you can still feel it, but you don't feel going down into it as much as you otherwise would.
I've got split cracks in my skin.
Oh,
They hurt. They hurt.
I think that's just a pickup truck I hear. Yeah. Um, Believe me, you know when it's the plow coming by. I mean, there's no point in him coming by right now. He just came by a few minutes ago. But
Scared the hell out of the cats too.
yeah, I took John out when I was taking Lucky. I took John out on his leash, and oh boy, he's jumping around trying to get back, trying to get to a safe place. And he's freaking out because the plow's coming by. But he's going to do that because it's a loud noise, and he's a cat. Um, anyway, so I mean, yeah, be safe out there, but I mean, this is not unusual for us up here. I think probably the worst times are when it early in the season when it first starts to snow and ice and sleet and all that.
Nobody's ready for it.
Yeah, people aren't ready for it, and they wind up going too fast around curves, and like that truck we saw. It was yards, literally yards, not feet, but yards off the road into the woods. Um, when I was going and coming, there's somebody over at the ambulance. They're just there. I'm starting to wonder if maybe they have somebody who maybe is retired or something and just spends a lot of time over there, which would be good because that way if something happens, they can go ahead and get the vehicle going, turn it on and everything. I know when I lived in Alief, we had a volunteer fire department, and um, there were always people over there at the volunteer fire department. And the interesting thing about the volunteer fire department versus when the city of Houston took over, the volunteer fire department, they had to. This is before pagers. This is before oh, what do you call those things? Answering machines. Yeah, this is back in the dark ages.
If you had an answering machine, you were
Well-to-do.
very far ahead of the town,
Yeah.
Versus like people.
Yeah, and so they had to call, and we didn't have 911 back then or anything like that. They had to call everybody. Like a call would come in, but when you would call the fire department, you'd actually have to call the fire department, the town fire department. So you had these phone numbers up by your phone or on your refrigerator. Well,
yeah, I remember because Alhambra was that way too.
Yeah. So if you wanted to call the sheriff's department, because we didn't live in a town that actually had a cop, you called the sheriff's department. If you called the fire department, you called the fire department. You called that station. We only had one volunteer fire station. I mean, it's not like Alief was a big place. It was a mix of farmland and the very end of the suburbs. And, so you call the volunteer fire department. And boy, oh boy, I tell you what, they were out there faster than when the city of Houston took over and you had a central number to call, even though it still wasn't 911, but it was a central number. The volunteer fire department was faster than the city of Houston.
They lived there.
Yeah, and it could have been their home, So it's like, anyway, so we have a volunteer fire department. I don't think anybody hangs out where they keep the fire trucks, because I mean we've been by there plenty of times. There's nobody there, unless something's going on, or they're having a meeting, or they're working on the vehicles, or they're out to a call or something. But yeah, it scared the living daylights out of John. I've never seen him act.
He doesn't usually scare.
No.
He's not the free cat.
No, and I've never seen him act like that. And Lucky was taking a poo, and I had to pull him because the plow was coming back down the road.
Of course, he's out in the road,
Yeah.
You know how Lucky is.
Yeah, and so it's like, okay.
I'm sure he didn't appreciate that, but hey.
No, but Lucky, he's even though he's small, he's like, I'm a big tough boy. Until he comes across a Great Dane or something, or German Shepherd or something, then he's like, uh-oh. But he'll bark and growl at them, but then when they do it back, he's like, uh-oh.
Well, usually they kind of sniff him and like laugh at him,
Yeah, yeah.
Like, oh yeah, haha.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're on like Route 12 or what is that over 91 over there in Vermont?
What do you mean? Route 9 goes into Vermont.
Well, there's Route 9, there's Route 12.
There's the other one, Route 101.
Route 101, that highway that we take to go from Brattleboro to Lebanon.
91, but that's the interstate.
Interstate 91.
I'm sure that gets a lot more attention than anything.
Yeah.
Being an interstate highway.
Yeah. And they have the state highway department. If you lived here, you would know what I'm talking about. They have
the truck. I'm sure they have the semis up and down the interstate, and
Yeah.
That helps a lot. The semis.
Yeah, because the heat and the pressure from the
I mean,
tires.
they just blow everything away.
Yeah, and
As long as they don't jackknife.
yeah, and the state highway department, they have something over there near Rindge, probably more
Well,
than
they have
one.
one outside of town between Troy and
Keene.
yeah,
Yeah.
Troy. They're like garages, regional.
Yeah.
Probably not even regional, like town. They're considered what they consider regions.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's safe I mean, it's safe. I don't want to say it's not safe out there. But if you're not used to this, like if you're coming from Texas,
Behave.
yeah, behave. I mean, don't, like one thing like I have to remind myself is, okay, so there's a car, 50 yards down the road coming in my direction, and I'm at a stop. I can't go. I have to stay there. 50 yards when it's dry, or even if it's raining, you can move. You can pull out. But when it's snowing like this and it's all compacted down there, which makes it into, I mean, snow is ice, but
you can't move as easily.
Yeah, and since you have to go so slow, and if you go too fast, you'll spin out. If that car is coming and it's 50 yards,
sit there and wait.
Yeah, until you have a clear.
There's nothing coming towards you.
Yeah, and so I mean, be safe. I mean, I'm not saying.
One thing I do not miss up here is freezing rain.
Oh yeah, we have.
Illinois was bad for freezing rain. I mean, I guess it's where it's situated in the country. Everything like cold air can come down from the north and hit the warm air from the south and the west and smack and freezing rain is definitely a pain in the butt.
So, I mean, be safe, but I don't know if be safe, just common sense,
Don't
I
be
guess.
stupid out there.
Yeah, don't be stupid out there. The whole time that we've been up here, I haven't built a snowman yet. But
We don't really have a place to build one at.
No, I want to build an upside down snowman. Yes, I've seen one. Since I saw on Facebook somebody built
because we don't really have a yard.
Yeah, and you really need, because you're gonna have to be out there a while, so you need the right kind of clothes. And
well, I'm sure you could do with the clothing, but
yeah,
we don't have the yard to put it in.
Yeah.
Keep tearing it down.
Yeah. So anyway, so be safe. Use common sense out there. And yeah, I'm drinking a cold drink.
So.
And it's probably in the single digits or below zero. So be safe.